This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is the Monday morning edition for July 7th. I'm James Spann, back in the saddle again after a bit of vacation time. Boy, what an incredible 4th of July weekend it was. Record lows and low humidity, but heat and dew points are on the way back up. Let's go in there and take a look. The big picture this morning. Heights are coming up. We'll expect a high up in the low 90s in most spots today and tomorrow. The NAM is showing 92 both days, and we notice a front north of here around Chicago, a surface boundary, and that will be creeping south, and that will likely bring us an enhanced chance of showers and storms later in the week on Wednesday and Thursday. It's been dry for a while. Not as cool this morning. We saw a whole lot of 50s around here. Birmingham shattering record lows back on Saturday morning. Just gorgeous, but the cool spot this morning is 61 up at Fort Payne. Birmingham closer to 70, so it's going to feel more like July again today. Up on the watch warning map, flash flood watches in effect for parts of Missouri and Iowa in advance of that surface boundary. And also on that boundary, severe storms are possible later today and tonight, from the Great Plains up into parts of the Northeast United States. Some of the cities involved in that risk would include Omaha, Kansas City, St. Louis, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. Tomorrow, the risk extends farther to the south, down into parts of Tennessee and Arkansas. And then on Wednesday, day 3, there is no formal risk, but we have the 5% severe weather possibilities across much of our state with that surface front sagging in here from the north. It will probably stall out near the Tennessee border, but some of the storms on Wednesday could be fairly strong. And this is the overall rain for the next 5 days. The amounts will vary from about an inch and maybe a quarter up in the Tennessee Valley region down to about 3/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch near the Gulf Coast. But hopefully we'll pick up some decent rain Wednesday and Thursday of this week as conditions are getting a little dry. Tropical weather. Hey, the circle guys have changed to an X guy now. Instead of a circle, we have the X. A little disturbance off the coast of Georgia and South Carolina, but that will not develop more than likely. In the Atlantic Basin, very quiet in the wake of Arthur we had while I was away. One of the reasons it's going to be quiet is that's a look at the Saharan dust coming off the African continent, and that dry, dusty air will likely prevent any development out there in the Atlantic Basin this week. It's just too dry. However, over in the Pacific, in the western Pacific, that is a nasty typhoon. That's a super typhoon, Neoguri, and that will be skirting Okinawa, coming up toward Japan at midweek. This thing is packing winds well in excess of 150 miles an hour. It's the equivalent of a Category 5, so our friends at Okinawa and Japan will be watching that with interest. It should be weakening as it comes up toward Japan, but still it could pack quite a punch. All right, model fans, this is the GFS, the Global Forecast System, valid today at 1 o'clock local time. This is at 500 millibars. And the core of the westerly is a little north of here, and down below that, the day should be relatively dry. However, the chance of rain is not zero, as we're back in the humid air. This is the HER model, valid at 4 o'clock today, the HRRR, and you can see a few little specks. Got some up there around the shoals, and you got some south of I-85 in southeast Alabama. So could there be a shower? Yes, but for this part of the state, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden, chance of any one spot getting wet only in the 10% bracket. Tomorrow, that surface boundary is north of here. The better chance of showers tomorrow afternoon should be near the Tennessee border. For the rest of the state, the chance of rain relatively small. But again, we stress the chance of rain is not zero. But clearly on Wednesday, rain chances will increase statewide. Highs go back in the 80s. We'll expect scattered to numerous showers and storms in advance of that front. There could be a strong storm involved. And Thursday, the boundary stops up there near the Tennessee border. So again, clearly the 2 days this week with a better chance of showers and storms will be Wednesday and Thursday. And that's not to say it's going to rain the whole time. It won't, but a pretty good chance of getting wet a time or two, and maybe a pretty good downpour there. We note that nice, cool, dry air mass north of the front around Chicago, where the center of that is. Now, Friday, the model tries to push the drier air down into the northern half of Alabama, with the deeper moisture pushing on down to the south. And we all know it's hard to get dry air in here in July, but hey, it can happen. We just saw that, around the 4th of July. So we'll start to scale back the chance of showers on Friday with increasing amounts of sunshine. And this is Saturday as the weekend begins. You can see the looks like a 594 upper high trying to stretch out across the deep south. And if that's right, the weather will be drier and hotter. Highs up in the low 90s, maybe mid 90s in spots. With a pretty decent amount of sunshine and only a small chance of a shower for any one given location. Showers isolated, and the same thing on Sunday. So for the weekend, low to mid 90s, partly sunny with only maybe widely scattered showers both days. And then evidence Monday, a weakness develops in the upper high, and that would open the door for an increase in rain chances on Monday, with highs most likely dropping back into the 80s. We'll check the end of the forecast. July the 22nd, the 594 heat bubble is north and west of here. And down below that looks like very typical weather for us. Mix of sun and clouds with a chance of scattered showers and storms. Here's a look at the numbers of the ensemble for the next 15 days. And those are about what you expect here in July. The good news, no sign of any really extremely hot weather for Alabama. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock today. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream of the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.